He'll just regard him looking sidelong from beneath his hat. Um, and he'll say, "How went your venture through the catacombs?"
Crow will leave actual constructive socialization to the Pale Lady.
She'll turn with her hands kind of folded together and she'll say, "There were many rats, and a strange man who wanted to be the king of them."
Oh, you ran into the rat catcher. That's a
You
bad
know?
sign.
You know this man.
Yeah, of course I do. I'll offer you a rat if you give him something good. Guy isn't all there.
Yes. Well, we were able to find what we were searching for, and in turn, have a way into the... God, what is it called? The Forgotten.
Of the Forgotten. Yeah, I'm
Tomb of the
blocking it.
Forgotten.
Yep.
That was literally me looking at the screen.
Yep.
The Tomb of the Forgotten. Though, I do not think that I am capable of making the climb that is required.
I would suspect that no man is capable of such a climb.
Crow flips
I
a page.
perhaps can think of one.
All right. Mr. Silence was gonna kill somebody in there, wasn't he?
As is part of our accord.
Who was it? Do we need him? I'm gonna look over at Rakote.
Rakote will nod his head yes, and he'll say, "You may conserve your strength, my friend. There is no need to penetrate the Tomb of the Forgotten. We will move from this place soon." He'll say, "In 2 days' time, a pilgrimage to the east. You will have your opportunity then, after we free Rastavan from his chains." His Justice League mitts.
You say pilgrimage to the east, and Crow looks over with intense eyes, finally ripped away from his plans, and he starts walking over, and he says, "Explain thyself."
He says, "We have need of a forge to free Rastavan's, to free his wrists. There is one to the east, in Vertrauen. The cathedral, the general's men mean to take it, and they shall."
And what of the man? Charlie McKay. Will he be moving on this pilgrimage?
We know that he's looking for Arno, yeah?
Yeah,
I'm
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that info's out there, that they're one and the same.
Yeah, that he is Charlie McKay. He'll say, his assistance is needed to free Rastavan. But he is, Arno's going, yeah? We confirmed?
That seemed to be safe. I'm going to tell you, yes, he will be.
That's what I thought he implied.
Yes,
anyway.
he will be.
He'll say, he will be, yes, outside of the tomb, but we must wait until Rastavan is freed, not a moment sooner. Or you will not have use of my ship, either one of you.
The king intends to voyage from castle to east, surrounded by army, and thou sayest no?
He says,
He'll be engaging with another army, so yeah, the chaos of battle is as good a place as any.
you will have your opportunity then.
Crow will strike Rikote.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna take it.
Use
I don't
it.
need to-
Use it, Sean.
Crow, you have to roll a you have to roll a physique check real quick.
Oh, what, did you throw up on me?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, this is gonna be fine. You do not take any damage, but when you strike Rikote, there is a. You're throwing up. There is the sound of a pustule breaking, as a sort of acidic bile bursts from him on impact. As you activate his stunt, but you succeed at not taking any damage from it.
Crow
So if anything, it just looks extra disgusting as you fucking hit this man.
immediately wipes off his hand on his coat as if familiar with striking one of your kind. And he just stands fully over you, points down, and he says, "The anchorfish does not wait. You or thou complicate matters."
Rikote, having been thoroughly stricken, sort of braces himself on his cane as he manages to straighten his chin up, at least to look at Crow, and he'll say, "You must have patience if you wish to make it off this island."
He dangles the hook threateningly over Rikote, and he says, "Killing requires tact, must be able to make away with the body, must be able to get away undetected. Middle of two armies?"
He'll say, "Why not after the battle? Everyone is weak after a battle. Seemingly so, except for you. Bide your time. Watch him. We take the city, and you take Charlie McKay."
His hand is shaking as he lifts the hook high, and for some reason something in him decides to check cross eyes with the pale lady as he considers murking him.
She will put a hand out in front of Rikote, and she will look at Crow and say, "If it is true that he has a ship that can cross the sea, I need the ship and the captain. Like you, I cannot watch long. I have tried to cross the sea and cannot."
Very slowly, as if it's not going to happen, his posture will recline away from Rikote. But as he walks away, he kind of issues command to the room, says, "Tomorrow, noon, plague pits."
Plague pits, what are we doing there?
He slams the bottom of the spear on the ground and peers deep into the empty black sockets of Rostovan's mask.
We seek to retake the throne of the Rat King.
Throne of the...
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with. What are you talking about? Are we talking about the eastern plague pits or the one to the southeast? Because that's where the second piece is. The piece that'll buy us all off this island.
Crow takes a seat on like a bucket with his hands rested together over the spear, and he says, "Doth not concern thee. Wherest is thou treasure?"
He'll
Plunder. Plunder, I wanted
yeah,
the word.
plunder's good. And he will be talking about the plague pits over here to the southeast.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I
Half
guess we don't
day's
know.
trip, just out of Evil Shot.
I guess we don't know where Mr. Catcher wants to take us. Maybe it'll
Yeah, I was
line
gonna
up.
Mr. Catcher has to take us there, so.
Yeah, you guys don't know. Then Lucas just kind of misconstrues, thinks you guys are all on the same page, so he'll just kind of lay out that you would help him to take the southeast plague pits. But the rat catcher did not tell you any of his plans yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll line up. But, I mean, there are other plague pits, but Crow will listen just in case it lines up.
Yeah. He will, sorry, what was it?
We each misconstrue what east is, so he's like, you guys are going east, and like technically we are. So we're like, yeah. He's like, okay, well here it is.
Yeah. He will just say, another hollow grave, one by the name of Ivanov. That's where you'll find it. You get that, you get back here, and I promise you will get out of this place. That's the only thing I want. Doesn't have to be more complicated than that. Let's talk about rat catchers and Arno. It's just getting in the way.
And what of you? When you receive your treasures, you will leave the island?
Fast as I can, yeah.
Then why have you not before?
He will just kind of grunt and say, because I didn't have the job yet. That's why I'm back here for a job. It's just that easy. I know what all of you people did to get here, and I don't want to know.
I swam.
I told you. And he'll just kind of like not give anything else and just sit back down on his
He'll
cot.
start a fight with the pale lady. He initiates initiative.
Yeah.
Initiates combat.
I told you I didn't want to hear it.
That aggro's the NPC doing that.
Yeah.
I go to sit down, but I bump him accidentally, and it turns him
Ah,
aggressive.
What are you
His
thinking?
skull logo shows up, and you are fucked.
But I think it's getting towards the end of the day,
Yeah.
so I'll wait until early to mobilize.
Okay. Yeah, unless there's anything else you guys want to do, it would be getting pretty late in the evening.
Probably not.
She's considering whether she's tossing Rakote a pity heal.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he just took physical stress, but he also has a empathy.
The physical stress will go away. That was just to see if he took consequences. Yeah.
But I can use music to heal.
Yep.
Or to try to mend. Will, right?
That's correct.
Mental?
Yeah, mental
Okay.
consequences, you can use that. Challenge of 4,
All right.
or I guess challenge of 3, technically, so. Wow, okay, exactly.
Wow.
Very nice.
Very important clarification.
So what does that do? It makes it mending, or it
Mending.
absolves it?
Mending.
Mending.
All right.
I still have my own mild mental consequence as well, but I don't think I can do anything about that myself.
What does it look like when you try to when you sing to Rakote? Like, what do you imagine the scene to be?
I figured we'd play it out slightly. I just
Yeah.
wanted to get the roll out of the way. At some point, as things sort of start to settle down, turn my Chrome down. My goodness. At some point during the evening, as things start to settle down, she'll kind of come find you, Rakote, and she'll look you over from on high. She's probably much taller than you are, and she'll say,
I apologize for earlier.
He'll look up. He had been counting his crowns, all 4 of them, in a probably way too official way, trying to feel like whatever the fuck he used to be. But as you approach, he'll just look up at you and he'll say, "You made no offense."
No. But in a way, I feel responsible for the man named Crow's actions against you. He seems to perceive strength.
I don't want to undo your line, but the funny thing is, no one has ever asked his name.
"Oh, you know what? You're right.
Wow.
I'm gonna call
You
him
just
the
get-
Hook Man.
Yeah.
I don't really know that she would have asked, so retcon that. Hook Man.
You,
Wow.
you just look across the room. Hey, what's your name? Grow.
Hey.
All right.
Go.
Nay.
All right,
the
bitch.
most irritated yet.
What was your last line? He seems to perceive strength.
He seems to perceive strength.
Rakote he'll look up from his all the riches to his name. He'll say,
$20.
Yeah.
yeah, he'll try to make it rain, and it doesn't. It just kind of, yeah. He'll look over and he'll say, "Perceive it. He values it above all else. This I understand. It's very easy to understand, actually. But you see, I have little in the way of strength. As he said before, cattle. But I am undaunted. You need not apologize to me."
She'll sit down beside you and she'll say,
You have been quite affected by the sea.
He'll wring his hands together and he'll say, "Yes, quite."
Is that why you feel that you are without strength?
Oh, I was not a strong man before. A rich man, maybe. Charismatic, handsome once, but never strong.
I do not mean merely strength in the physical sense. I believe that he sees worth as strength. And his duty above all other things.
He'll say, actually, I don't really have a comeback for that one. He'll just look at you under the brim of his hat, and he'll say, "Your apology is accepted."
She'll kind of take a hand out from underneath her, folds of her, fins that are draped over her like a robe. Her fingers are quite long, kind of like her entire body stretched, and in between each finger are, webs. And she'll just kind of hold a hand out expectantly for yours.
He'll look at it, and then he'll look back at his money, and he will begrudgingly put his hand in yours.
He puts the money in her hand.
Yeah. It's mine. Get away.
No, it's mine.
I earned this.
She will take your hands and kind of scrubbing her thumb over your disfigured, twisted knuckles. She'll just start to sing at that point, and it is a very unworldly thing. But ultimately, as it washes over you, maybe as confusion strikes you first, but then the sound sort of resonates within you. It's very soothing and calming, kind of like the waves of the ocean as they were underneath your ship. The most comforting sounds and senses you had being at sea while fishing, uh, and it is just a very relaxing experience up until she stops singing and you feel more peaceful than you did before, kind of having lost track of time.
Yeah, he will, having sort of regained a bit of his, I guess, shaken from the fear of mortal peril earlier. His hands will finally stop shaking as he withdraws it from yours. And he'll just say, that was beautiful and haunting. Thank you.
It is the song of the sea.
He'll say, yes. Before you go, I'm glad you decided to pay me a visit tonight. That is something I would ask of you. I apologize, but this is independent of permission to board my ship.
She'll kind of twist her neck like a curious animal.
I do not fear death, but what comes after terrifies me. I will not. When I succumb to this, and I will succumb to this, would you grant me passage to the after in the way that only you can? Could you take this from me and stop it all?
She'll very sincerely smile. Probably the most human emotion that can twist on her otherwise amphibious face. And uh, she'll say,
You've heard of me. And my message?
He'll say,
The message of my forebears?
Forebear. She'll say one forebear.
I had planned to seek you, but as fate would have it, here you are. I know not when the end will come for me, but I know it will be soon. I should think that you would be close when it happens, and when it does, take me. I would stay here not a moment longer.
You will have your peace. This I can promise.
He'll just give you a very intense look from the brim of his hat, and then he'll turn away, kind of signifying the end of the conversation.
She'll stand and very quietly sweep across the room as she goes to find her place to sleep. And maybe you notice that the candle that was, lighting your coin counting venture is burned down significantly to last when you paid attention to it.
Cool.
I would like to roll notice against that whole conversation to have heard
No.
it? Oh, no? All right.
Yeah, you can't.
Ah, the moat's asleep. Very powerful move.
Sweet.
I mean, do people want to contest that one?
It's
No.
up to you. Yeah, say I'm not. I don't
Okay.
think the pale lady would if it didn't.
It's a good roll.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I'd like to keep that for my notice.
Yeah, right. Your next notice. You got it.
Well, all right, if it's not hidden, then as she's going to blow out that candle, it's like a very peaceful scene for most of it, but then right as you lean down, the final shot is of Crow laying off to the side, those hyena eyes bright wide awake, listening to this. Then the fucking light goes out and shrouds him in darkness.
Ugh. All right.
And then I turn the candle back on.
Do you say something?
And it's
Did
his,
you say
yeah,
something?
and it's his face again, and he's just laying like that the whole night.
He died in his sleep with his eyes open.
Yeah, morning comes and someone's shaking him. A sailor? Sailor?
Hookman?
You just
Hook man?
Just the
Oh.
very unflattering sound of flies buzzing around.
Oh no.
Can't respect a guy who has flies buzzing around his fucking body.
Make his
Sting
bell
fish.
bearings so you can buy his sorceries.
Bell bearing. What did I do? Why did Crow die?
It's what you didn't do. That doesn't answer my fucking
If
question.
you don't ask about Crow's name, he passes away in his sleep
Shit.
Yeah.
after the second night.
Dies from a broken heart.
Oh no.
He dies from you
You've
not
seen a
loving
girl
him
named
enough.
Vanya.
Dies from dying.
Yeah, he just dies.
It's just where he ends.
All right. If we are heading into the night, it will be a physique challenge of 3. Yeah. As the rats descend upon
Yeah.
thee.
So,
Yeah, there's a shot of Crow, Crow's wild eyes in the darkness, and then there's a shot of 18 rats' wild eyes in the darkness behind Crow.
Sean, the max you can go is 3. Like negatives count as 0. So I'm glad we're doing that because this would be
Yeah.
fucked. That's 3
There
and
we
3.
go. Perfect.
And nothing.
Nice.
Okay.
Fuck you.
God, that'd be so fucked up.
Hell yeah.
-2. Jesus.
Yeah,
All
take a
right,
consequence permanently.
Yeah, no, just 3. So that's 3 for both Sean and Dave.
Yep.
And
I
that's
wanna
just stress
reroll.
boxes. Okay. Yeah,
Fine.
this is before refresh. So as long as you have a fate point.
He's a fucking fate point. He's
Okay.
tired of these goddamn rats. He's gonna light them up.
They're
Yeah.
just fucking
Sick
rats.
of him!
My high concept. Actually, no. My high concept or my fucking second aspect or my third one.
Yeah, there's
these
probably a
rats.
fire. Go for it.
Alright.
Whoa!
Oh,
Hey!
Hey!
Middle
There
of
we
the
go.
night, like someone turning on a nightlight every now and then turning it off again. You'll just see quick sparks. The rats are sent scurrying off, lit up.
Man, I love that. That is incredible. Yeah, there's just quick moments of what looks like sunlight and then nothing. Eventually, that artificial sunlight is replaced with the real one that filters in through the windows. Which is honestly pretty good night. Rakote, not so great. Everyone else, very good. A few rats fall out of Rakote's mouth. All the rest
yeah.
of it.
Rakote wakes up and after his like the exhale from yawning, it's just rats pouring.
yeah, rats for. Good morning,
that-
everyone.
That cartoon good morning sound, or a good morning song for everybody else as they wake up batting their eyelashes. And Rakote's all the skin on his face has been eaten off by rats. He looks like a withered animatronic.
You all do pretty well. So the morning arrives, and Lucas, for his part, just kind of waits for you all to wake up. But It's 6 o'clock. The town is awake. What do you guys do?
Immediately seek out whatever sustenance is offered and cram it down with the most efficiency so that I can just start marching people out as soon as possible.
I eat my other rat.
Okay.
I don't know. Do the
Things
usual
stayed fresh,
thing. Have a shower, take a
No.
piss, jack off.
Oh my god.
It's not been easy these past few years. I'll tell ya.
I was gonna ask with the things
I figured
on
it
and
out.
everything.
Yeah, you would ask.
Yeah, it's not easy.
There's
You
a
don't
good
wanna-
there's a good chain at the bottom of the link.
Oh.
Ugh.
Whoa.
Ugh. It's all about friction. That's all. That's all I got.
Country boys make do.
Yep. Everyone finishes their 6 a.m. wank and comes out fresh.
It's
into
mandatory.
The...
You having
Stay
a wank,
frosty.
mate?
Takes a little of the edge off, whatever.
Yeah, these people would fall apart if they didn't have one pleasure in this fucking island. But yeah, there is a simple kind of stew. You guys are near the Tomb of the Forgotten. If there's food anywhere, it is here. Kind of the meager vegetables and root-based things they're able to provide. And let's say roughly then it's like 6:30. You have plenty of time, and if you want to get to the plague pits, you could even arrive early.
I cram it down as efficiently as Crow has calculated is enough to give him the necessary caloric intake to operate within his day, and spends the rest staring down anyone who's taking their time with it.
Rostovan would be taking a long time because he has to put it through the eye holes of his mask.
Man.
I hate that.
Yeah. Caroline will, that kind of the the matron of this place will look at you, Rakote, and say, "Good luck fishing today. Last 2 days, pretty good."
He'll say, let's see if we can't make it 3 in a row.
I'm hoping you can, she'll say, pleasantly enough, as she attends to the few soldiers that are still here. But the breakfast put away and the sunlight illuminating the land before you, you can all head out. Lucas is kind of watching you from his place in the window.
Wishing he was invited.
Yeah, definitely. What's the rat catcher got that I don't?
A cool name for one.
I can catch rats.
Catch plenty of rats.
He thinks he's all catch rats.
Well, how did everyone else sleep? I slept pretty well for once. That good, huh?
I slept well.
Rakote will say, I have had better nights.
Obviously, Crow doesn't respond.
But he looks great.
Yeah, but he is glistening. He put on his moisturizer.
Alright, so where are we going? What insane, half-naked, smelling idiot on this island do we have to help today?
I would love if we were standing atop a pile of bodies and that the rat catcher appears
Yep.
at that instant.
Okay, that is perfect, and let's do that. That's very funny to me.
This guy.
He'll just say, "You came, rude brother. I, for my part, was true to my word as well." And he will produce what looks to be a fairly tattered cloak made out of the remnants of filth.
Put it on. Put it on.
I mean, I would have
Put
instantly
it on.
thrown it away, but Kane, what are the stat values of the filth cloak?
You do
You don't-
what every
you-
game player does, where they mouse over the item.
Yeah.
You're
To
not
see if
allowed
it's
to
worth-
see unless you put it on. You're not allowed. The stats are just completely obscure to you unless you put it on. Weirdest thing.
Declan, if you wear this cape, any vermin rolls you make throughout the night are reduced by 2. The challenges are reduced by 2.
Crow, although I drew him extremely cool, is not a man of any coherent aesthetic out of purpose. So he observes this, appraises it as such, and puts it on in what could almost be construed as appreciatively.
Yeah, he will just say, "Now the rats will know you for who you are. Someone to be respected. I know the type."
He lets him get through his spiel and says, "Where?"
We have a long walk ahead of us, brood brother. To the southeast. That is a place.
He's going to put a hand up. He's going to grab the rat catcher by whatever the fuck construes his collar.
Uh-huh.
Even if it's skin, and he'll pull him in, and he will say, "Acolyte."
Why do you want to bother with those boring people? What are you talking about?
"Nay, thou must ascribe a title, acolyte. Am not a rat."
Of course not. No, acolyte. That's what you'll be called. That's who you are. That's
He
what I'll
releases
call
him.
you. He will straighten out a bit and kind of still be hobbled as he looks at the others and says,
He starts limping, even though I didn't even touch his legs.
a little bit. It's kind of like when a larger animal makes another one feel more insignificant. It's kind of a
Yes,
dominance
an
thing.
appeasing signal.
Yeah, he will look at the others and say, "There are more today. 2 more."
Aye.
That's good. We'll need them. She's fast, very fast.
Nice mask, kid. You make yours?
He will just say, "Do you like my face? I found it. Found it here on the island. I found everything here.
Oh.
It's good on the island. It's good to be good at something, you know?"
I got a bit away from what I asked, but I guess I got an answer.
Yeah, he will laugh. Yeah, just kind of chortle or chortle as he does.
So, what are we hunting, pal?
Pitiful. The last of the barons. There were 3. Yesterday there were 2. Now there is 1. Then there's Laos, the king.
The king. The king of the rats, I take it.
Not for long, but yes, now. He's the rat king. He earned it.
Alright then. I guess it's something to do with our day.
He will just kind of look at you squarely and say, "I promised him everything, anything on this island. I could give it to you once I were king. Once I am king."
Oh. You want to be the king of rats.
What I was born for.
Rostavon's going to look to the other 2 who have had any interaction with this guy. And with my 0 empathy, I'm going to try to find out if this guy is fucking crazy or not.
Ooh.
Ah.
I mean, he is unhinged, undoubtedly. In terms of the hierarchy here, there does seem to be a pecking order, and if he were to be king of the rats, he does think that would afford him certain privileges.
Yeah, unfortunately, you might need a lore check. I think the most you get out of empathy is he definitely believes it.
Yeah,
I was looking at Pale Lady and
Oh.
Oh, us.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
because I don't give a fuck what the fuck he believes.
Yeah.
All right.
Damn. Crow can't hide. So I'm gonna say you are queuing into his aspect. Thou art predator or prey. Um, this one has interested him. He looks at the rat catcher, although disgusted, with a kind of morbid fascination. You can tell the way he studies him. He either intends to reap the benefits of this, or he's going to find this process extremely amusing.
Okay.
The pale lady is somewhat apathetic, but curious in the way a higher being tends to watch the ants play. Crow is clearly interested in the rat catcher, and she has some passing interest as well. She does tend to believe that he is unhinged, but if Crow thinks that it'll help, then that's part of their deal.
On a successful style, you regard the way Crow is standing, that he entertains the possibility of killing this guy like 50-50. He's on the fence right now.
Rostefan looking between them both and looking back at the rat catcher, and then I guess also looking over at Rakote, who also
Looking at himself.
How he feels.
Let's see. Just do
You don't have to roll against me, but
okay. Yeah, no, he definitely thinks this guy's off his fucking rocker.
No one's arguing that, honestly.
Yeah,
no one's arguing.
I'll say that he is uncontested. He is. There is a look of, I guess, purely to be entertained curiosity from this, though a little apprehensive about whatever the fuck danger he's about to lead us into.
Rostefan will, upon seeing how Crow and the Pale Lady reacted, will give Rakote just sort of a kind of a nod shrug, as though his brief conversation with this insane dude is, upon seeing how the other two react, it's enough to. He'll just say out loud, well, a fire needs something tangible, and this doesn't seem like too much of a flight of fancy. I guess we'll go with
it. I'll say, that's what I like to hear. Finding something worthwhile in all this.
Well, lead ahead, pal.
Yeah, he will smile, and you'll see just like the flash of silver as he like moves his giant rat vestment around his body and kind of fastens it for a long journey ahead. And he just kind of leaps over the bodies again, maybe moving like 10 feet ahead of you guys, turning around to make sure you're still following and doing this every 10 feet, just constantly looking behind him to make sure you're moving alongside of him.
I regard him with great irritation every time.
Crow shakes his head every time.
And you guys will start moving ahead. As you move through the Charnel Way, you pass first, kind of moving from the city, a platoon of soldiers that seem to be moving southward. You are moving much quicker than them. They're kind of burdened with all of their equipment. But as you make your way, maybe like 20 minutes ahead, 10 minutes ahead of these people, you hear the sound of sobbing from up above. And the rat catcher looks, and if you follow his eye, you'll see a man locked inside a stockade, probably very recently placed there, looking down at all of you. And this will introduce something I'm doing for this campaign where There'll just be kind of like optional stories. Eventually, when we get to cities, there's going to be a much bigger kind of map space to deal with, and I might just put like a description of what you pass and something you can interact with, but it's not something you have to deal with immediately in most cases. It's just a way for everyone to kind of keep track of what is happening around you. But the rat catcher will just kind of laugh a bit and say, "An easy meal. Enjoy it, brothers." And he will continue on.
Yeah, someone more outgoing can engage with that, but Crow implicitly agrees. If the man has been put in stockades, allowing himself to get there means he deserves it.
Rakote would stop.
He will look down at you and say, "You there, sir. Have mercy."
I suppose the Pale Lady will also stop.
He'll say, what would you consider mercy here on the Isle of Rats?
What little freedom you can give me. These shackles, I can't break them. But you, your friends,
For what purpose are you in the stockade?
a disagreement. Over what was owed, I have a small treasure. A friend and I found it. There was a disagreement. I never meant anything, I promise.
Let's see.
If you were to free me, it could be yours. I'd gladly trade it.
This treasure, you have it with you, or you know its location?
No, I know where it's hidden. He seems a bit more excited that you're engaging.
He'll say, and where might be it hidden?
Not until I'm down, please. I promise it'll be worth your trouble.
Rostavan will turn around, having also not really regarded the guy, and he'll notice that they're starting to trail behind. He'll just call out, "Hey, what are you two doing?"
He'll call you over. Sorry, I just muted myself. He'll beckon you, Rastavan, and he'll say, a friend here is found himself in a bit of a precarious situation. Left to feed the rats if we don't intervene.
Oh. Does he own a forge that can get rid of sea iron?
I'll say, I'm afraid not.
Does he have a boat?
It does not seem so, but...
Does he have a legion of soldiers hiding behind that hill?
I don't think so. Just
say,
70 questions.
I could. He says.
Do you have a legion of soldiers behind the hill over there?
No, if you do say that, he definitely says, I could.
What are you staying here for?
Ricote will say, what he does have is the location of a treasure. I'll say, surely we could spare a moment and free him from this prison. Maybe. Go ahead.
As you say that, in the far distance, though rapidly coming closer, maybe 4 minutes away from you, is the platoon that you left behind. You have a very short window.
Which platoon?
The platoon that was leaving from the Tomb of the Forgotten, they seem to be marching behind you. Military men from the Tomb of the Forgotten.
I see.
Assumably the same people that put this man up in the stockade.
This is a waste of time, and it looks bad.
Pale Lady will look up the stock and say,
I can offer you a swift end to your suffering.
I don't want an end. I just... Please hurry, he'll say, looking down towards the platoon.
Rakote is going to look to you, Rastavan, and he'll say, perhaps I might try to listen to you half of the time. He'll look up to the man in the stockade, and he'll say, I'm sorry, my friend. And he will turn to continue walking.
What good is sorry? He'll shout behind you. I'll be dead by tonight.
He'll say, then you might take her up on her offer.
He will go quiet and just completely look away from all 5 of you.
the Pale Lady will stand there for a moment longer and say,
You will swim in eternity, aware but unable. This is the only chance I can offer to you. For I will leave, and I will not return.
I have friends that'll be here.
I will weep for you.
We'll just kind of take that for what it is.
Crow turns and what does the man physically look like?
Very emaciated, long beard, kind of no hair, very splotchy on his exposed scalp. Locked in a stockade, both hands and head leaning forward.
I would like to, from the distance I'm standing at, try to throw and jam my spear into the stockade, and then use physique thereafter to wrench it open on him.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Physique challenge. Let's just use physique. I can assume you'll hit the thing.
Okay.
Physique challenge of 1. Oh! Yeah, there will be a shot of him just looking left and then returning right and seeing the giant javelin just rushing towards his face, and there's a moment he expects death. But what happens instead, Crow?
He hits it apparently pinpoint on a mechanical latch part, and uses the angling to basically crowbar it off, and whips the spear back into hand, and regards this weak creature, and does not. He'll say, he's really not one to say anything. So he just sort of shares meaningful eye contact with the man, like a wolf looking out from the ridge of a mountainous steppe, and then turns around and continues his journey.
He will just kind of take the moment, breathe deep, and then say, east of the Barren Strait, there's a grave. Has 2 children on it. Look there. And he will take his opportunity to begin running.
Pale
That's exactly it. That's hilarious. Yes, exactly there. Yeah.
I pick up my longbow and I shoot him.
Yeah.
Nice.
I then spear him in the back as a joke.
Yeah. Kote looks to Rastavan and says, how many men does it take to deliver a message?
Rastavan goes,
One.
what? Rastavan says, what? And then Rakote shoots him in the back of the head.
Oh, another day then, says the rat catcher, just kind of waving a hand. His type always end up back there. Today, tomorrow, doesn't make a difference.
Yes.
And he will, in fact, continue leading on. Ebelstadt, past your initial lodgings over here and just kind of leading you directly towards the plague pit, as he will. And before you is kind of the just massive expanse of it. This one is even more daunting than the other. It seems like maybe 2 times as large, just kind of splayed out. And then the rat catcher will say plainly, "Pitiful the desolate. That's what they call her. It'll be so nice to have one less of those things kicking around, making noise, children. Well, that was never Pitiful's problem, but you know."
When the camera zooms out, Crow is just looking at Lucas's piece of paper for the name of the grave and then scanning the horizon.
He will just say, "Well, let's go meet her then. I'm grateful that there are so many of you this time."
He gestures the boy forth with his spear.
Yeah, and he will indeed start leading the way as the pile of bodies just kind of shift under your weight, and you surmount the highest point of it. And somewhere within there is the grave you seek, and also that of Pitiful the Desolate. And that's where we will pick up next week.
Excellent.
End of campaign.